Alright guys, I am shocked. I am in awe of Miyoshi making it back, right?
Because y'all love me, thank you.
Y'all thought she was cool, so here we are. The Brandon and Miyoshi show is back for episode 2, season 1, of course, because who knows. Yeah. So Miyoshi's gonna kick us off. She had a question for the class.
Alright, class is in session, I guess. But anyways, what I really wanted to talk about is like this industry we're both in. Mm-hmm. It's the entertainment industry. Eyeballs are always on us. And being in this industry, I feel like you have to start identifying who you are before you get into all these spaces. Like, you're an actor, so you adopt all these different personalities for all these different characters. But at the end of the day, you are you. And I feel like when entering different groups, you start to feel either uncomfortable because maybe you might not be adequate enough for that space. Not you, but just in general. And you start portraying or having this persona of someone that you're not. And then you have to keep that up.
Totally.
And then once you start to be who you are, people start falling off like flies. Mm-hmm. So what do you do in this industry to protect who you are as an individual? Before all of the accolades, all of the skills and everything, how do you protect who you are, your identity, when entering all these different spaces?
I think that you have to trust who you are. Mm-hmm. I think that a lot of people get into unique spots because they don't trust who they are and like trust that they're going to be good enough. I'm trying to figure out how to word this, but yeah, you basically just have to trust who you are, and you have to say like, these people are going to like me for me, or they're going to like me for something that I can produce on a limited basis. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you can sneak into the cool kids club, but you can't maintain it because you're not a cool kid. You know what I mean? By whatever standard you're going by. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you don't go in as yourself, you end up having a bad time. You know, you end up having a bad experience. And if you know, and again, it's just not sustainable. You know, and I think that's like the hardest thing for people to understand sometimes when they get into something. They're like super excited, but it's just kind of like, dude, like if you did something to get into a space that you had to work to get to, and you did something to get there, you can't sustain it. You know what I mean? So like, you're gonna be done. You know what I mean? Before you're gonna be done when it's getting good, or you're gonna not be able to swim in the water that everybody's swimming in. You're not gonna be able to maintain the normal behavior. Whereas like, and the part I think that's hard is that it's hard to be yourself. You know what I mean? Because as simple as of an answer as it is that there's every type of programming from your phone to the TV to tell you that you need something to make you better. Right. You admire stuff about people that you feel is better than you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But it may be one aspect, like this person may have a better car than you or a better house than you, but they may not be a better person than you. So how do you leverage that against, you know, how do you compare these two things? You know, what's more important to you? And that goes into like, you know, how do you want to look? You know what I mean? And like, what's the look? You know, how important is the look for you? And for me, I just think that I've always been okay being myself, and I've always worked to make myself better. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that there are plenty of spaces above me that I want to get to. But I know my mom has a saying, hey mama, she said, you could pay on the front end or you could pay on the back end. Okay. But if you pay on the back end, you don't know how much it costs. Mm-hmm. If you pay on the front end, it's a clear number. You pay it and you in. But if you have to pay on the back end, it could be so much more expensive or so much worth or cost so much more than it's worth that, you know.
Yeah, and I had to jump in on that back end because I noticed a lot of people in this industry have a lot of mental insecurities, mental instabilities, depression, because they have to keep up with the Joneses. They're trying to portray this whole person that they know that they aren't. And then when it doesn't work out for them, it's deadly. What I say to that is like, you see them doing in their prime, and then you don't see them for a while. You don't see them working. You don't see them getting back out in the hustle, because this is a hustle business.
Right.
It's not something that you could just say, oh, you don't just step out and be Will Smith, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of work to it. So if you're not being true to who you are and you're not comfortable with who you are in this industry, I almost feel like you'll be eaten up, like alive. Because eventually it's gonna show.
I completely
we're gonna find out who you are.
I completely agree, but I see it from a different space, and I think it's the same. I think that people in the entertainment industry, people that are influencers, people that are popular, it's just more visible. The same way you felt in high school when you looked at the cool kids and you felt like you wanted to be the captain of the football team. It's the same feeling. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you can't fix that stuff inside of you, it just doesn't work. You can go join the football team and get your head kicked in for 4 years and never, you know what I mean, never amount to the thing because that wasn't you. You know what I mean? Or you can go and, figure it out and keep playing and blah, 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 but it may not be the actual thing you're supposed to be doing. Or it may not be the thing that you were given to stand out, you know? So for me, I think entertainment industry, influencers, any type of thing that's on a pedestal is just highlighted. Like, these people aren't extra depressed. These people are depressed as everybody else, but there's just a lot more people watching. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, because you're on that pedestal and because it's highlighted, your life is for the whole world to see.
Oh, totally.
So that depression, it's amplified, because you have not only you're battling with yourself, you're battling with the social media comments. You're battling with all these people writing blogs about you. You're battling, like, I was a captain of the basketball team, so I didn't have that issue. Captain.
Okay. Right. Okay.
I was pretty cool. Okay. Don't be a hater. Anyways, so I didn't have that issue because I've always been myself.
Right.
But I've also had insecurities, and this is before the whole I want to be on television and do this news reporting or whatever. I had serious insecurities about my physical.
Right.
So now that I look at like Instagram today, and you have to keep up with these people, well, thank God I've already dealt with my insecurities. I love who I am. I love how I look. I think I'm pretty fabulous. But a lot of people in this industry will look to social media for answers and look for how they need to be, whether it's how they need to talk, how they need to look. These people can get 1,000 likes in 2 minutes. How do I get that? Oh, I want to be just like them. And I feel like I meet a lot of people in this industry that's trying to be just like that hot thing or something that's creating the buzz. And I find out that they're nowhere near that type of person.
Right.
And then you also have no idea what that person sacrificed to get to that point or to look that way they look. And are those people really happy? So I'm like, why do people search in other places to find identity? Especially social media.
I think it's because it's probably where you spend the most of your time. You know what I mean? I think it's like...
Do you think that's healthy?
I'm gonna say no, but
right.
I think it's obviously, I think I'd be a little silly to be like, oh yeah, it's healthy. I don't think it's healthy, but I also think that we're in a space that it is becoming a new normal. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, how do you regulate it? You know, and I think that people don't always, or people are learning now that, because I think we're the guinea pigs of this thing, is that like you have to decide what you watch. You have to decide what you look at. Like, you know, depending on how old you are, you know, if there was one TV in the living room and it's you and your siblings battling over the remote, you know, that's just what you watched. But now, you know, you got your phone. We don't even need to, you know.
You could be in that corner. You could be over there. You could be.
And I'm watching something that's 3 worlds away.
Right.
You know, so I just think it's a different space. I think that we are going to be the learners and the adapters of the space. And I think, you know, I don't think anybody will take it harder than us because it's so uncharted. You know what I mean? In terms of like how much Instagram is too much, how much people's opinion of you is too much. It's not enough. You know what I mean? Like these types of things. Like, do we adapt to make these types of things normal in your brain where you're just kind of like, yeah, I can take in 16 comments about me in a day. 16 comments about my outfit, 100 comments about my outfit. Whereas if you went to school, nobody, you know, maybe 2 people would say something. And now, you know, you posted a picture for it to be commented about your outfit because you tagged the people who made it. And now you gotta, you know, now you looking at all these people's liking of it, commenting of it, you know, the whole, it's a whole nother world. And now, you know, so maybe we're a couple years away, I'm sure, for seeing what the damage is on that or what the...
I don't think we're a couple years away. I think we see the damages daily.
Yeah, totally.
Of social media. And I agree with you saying regulated. So when I look at social media now, social media is specifically for business, right? Like it's my brand,
right? You
know? And I wouldn't say never. I try not to compare myself to the other person. Or if I see someone in the same lane as me, I never try to say, oh, that person's doing this, let me do that too, because that's going to make me better, especially when I know that that's not what I want to do. For instance, a lot of people are doing the Busted Challenge, right? And a couple people are like, why you didn't do the Busted Challenge? That's not who I am. But then you have some people doing it because it's producing likes,
certain types of attention.
It's producing certain types of attention,
right?
And I feel like that in itself is mentally disturbing when you have to sacrifice who you are to get to this point that you think is like gold, but when the cameras are off, you're sitting there like sad about it. And so when you use social media, I think you need to use it for a purpose. Social media needs to have a purpose in your life. And it could be leisure and have some fun or whatever, because there's some cool stuff on there. But I think when soul searching and having your identity, especially in this business, I don't think social media should be used as like a guidebook to who you need to be in order to be successful. I think you need to own who you are. Be that person and amplify and continue to grow on who you are and be better.
The only thing I have to say, or the only like recourse I have on that, is that that just feels like super enlightened thought. Social media is bad. Don't.
I didn't say it was bad.
Don't sculpt yourself from social media. Well, excuse me, but no shit. You know what I mean? Like obviously, like that is like clear, and you should be yourself. But I think people have been fighting or trying to figure out ways to be themselves more and more since the beginning of time, like since you know, the Old Testament, if you will. So it's just kind of like, I don't think that's the thing, you know what or I think that is the thing, you know what I mean, is that you trying to figure out you, but now you have tools, you know what I mean, that social media can be ultra beneficial, you know. It's just you have to structure it, you know what I mean, or you have to put some type of like purpose, absolutely, but you just have to have some like hard rules on what it means, you know what I mean. And I think when you can put that stuff together, then you can, you know, you can start to leverage it, and it can be less of like a brain F, if you will.
No, yeah, because I mean, I could be on social media for like 2 hours just scrolling if I really don't have a purpose or a reason for me to be on it.
Totally. My question for you is, we talked about the Busted Challenge. What do you think about people that are using social media to get to a certain point, a certain point of popularity, to then do what they want to do. What if I'm a girl and what if I'm you, right? What if it's you? It's you. I'm not you, but you're you, and you want to do the Busted Challenge because you know that if you catch the algorithm, if you get in this hashtag and people like you, you know you could go up a couple hundred followers, you could get a little bit more attention to eventually when you sell yourself to the news network or to the whatever place, they say, oh, she's got 20,000 followers, therefore she can help the brand. You know what I mean? Like, do you ever feel that kind of pressure where you're like, you know, at this point it's established, like the more followers you have, or the more engagement you have on your page, you could be more useful to a situation, so you're more likely to get said opportunity.
No, yeah, absolutely. Look, do I think I would be a really good Busted Challenge girl? Probably. But at the end of the day, I have integrity.
Okay.
There's a certain amount of... I'm just not going to sell my soul to get to where I want to be. I feel like there is predestiny, all predestined for me. God has already planned it out. And there's certain things that I don't even have to attempt to lose myself in order to get to where I'm going to go, because victory's already there. That's my spiritual talk. I'm serious. That's just how I see it.
All right,
and it's unfortunate that I've been told, like, hey, if you do this certain shoot, if you do this certain, scene, and I'm not even an actress, you do this scene for us, because apparently I got a nice body, you do the scene for us, trust me, people are going to get to know your name, and you'll get more viewers on your page, we'll be sure to give you credit and all that.
Right.
And I turn it down to have integrity. First off, I'm a preacher's kid too.
Right. Okay.
So it's just like I got all different types of eyeballs on me. But before all of that, I'm not losing myself in who I am and what I believe as my body is being a sanctuary. I'm not going naked to get more followers just because the followers are going to get me to where I need to go. Exactly what I'm doing. Utilizing my skills, my talents, staying booked and busy because I always have something to do.
Always.
I do. It's a blessing. But I feel like once you lose yourself and you start doing those things, it's a track record. Like you start to do it over and over and over and over, and then you find yourself in a situation that you're just like, this is not even who I plan to be.
I never intended to.
Like really, like these were none of my intentions whatsoever. So yes, do we face that? And I feel like females probably face it a little more because sex sells. I mean, we sexy. Girls are awesome.
First of all, no. Girls are awesome. But we're not gonna say females. No.
So how are you exploited as a man to do?
Easily.
I want to know.
In every way possible.
In what way?
What do you?
I just want to know an example. Can you tell us a time?
Like, do you think that it's only men that are the horny dogs? You think it's just men?
No, I think it's
I know
people.
y'all. I know y'all don't think that. I know y'all. I know y'all. So I know y'all don't think that.
I just want to know. I want to know what they go through.
Look, we go through it all.
Let's hear it.
Okay?
Tell us
we go
a time
through it all.
That you had to sell your soul to become BT.
I'm not, because I'm trying to keep this program G-rated. But I'm going to tell you what, men go through it too. And I think that we have less, it's harder for us. You know what I mean? Like women.
Harder to be exploited or? Harder
to exploit yourself.
Why?
Because a woman is already naturally beautiful. She just needs to find her audience. So, whatever she's selling, whether it's tea, whether it's egg.
Ugly.
Not even. But I'm just saying, like, it's just not as easy. You know what I mean? Like, I think and these are all generalizations I'm about to get into. But it's like
here's the example.
Here's the light. But it's like, a woman can put on a provocative outfit as well as a man, right? But I think that the woman's outfit or the woman's showing of her body, of her, self, I think it goes a little bit further. You know what I mean? Where
that's why it makes it worse for us. No. We have to. Y'all take off y'all shirt, and it's like,
it's just a day at the. It's the
day at the beach, but then we have to take off. I feel like it's harder on us though because the way we exploit ourselves, it attracts all this crazy attention.
It may be harder, right? No, I don't agree that it's harder. I think that it's actually easier, right? But I
easier
think
to be exploited.
Easier to position yourself to be seen, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's easier for you guys to go into that space.
Yeah.
Whereas I got to sell a whole kilo to pull up in a Lamborghini to get that respect. You know what I mean? Where it's like... I couldn't even start OnlyFans. It's nothing
or OnlyFans.
Right, exactly. I got OnlyMans over here. Like, it's nothing to see. What am I gonna, you know what I mean? What am I gonna do? But if I show up with the money bag, you know what I mean? If I show up with the car, if I show up with the ice, then it's like, you know what I mean? Now I'm probably gonna be able to get that same attention because I think it comes with status more for men. But I mean, obviously, you can do the gray sweatpants. Like, I'm not oblivious, but I just think that women's bodies lend to it just a little bit easier.
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
The thing is like it almost seems like you're saying it in a way that it's a good thing. Like
no. I'm not here to judge. That's your own personal idea. But what I'm just saying is that I know more women on OnlyFans than men. I don't know the numbers. I don't know the numbers. But I'm just saying,
women that's supposed to be like sacred, and then when you show it a little bit, it's like, ooh, I'm getting to see the whole flower, like the delicacy and all this stuff.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
So yeah, I agree with that. I was just saying how it just seemed like your tone was going towards it being easier, as that's like a good thing for y'all. Like, it's easier for y'all to, show yourself and get views. Like,
well, I think that's all dependent upon the person. You know what I mean? I may not enjoy it, you know what I mean? And I may not want, people close to me to go too far down that street. But there are some people that just have a different take on life, have a different experience, and it's, it is what it is. And shout out to all the above, shout out to both parties.
Right.
But,
again, because like what I was saying is the sacrifices that people make to get to where they have to go or they're trying to go. I ain't mad at you. I just know that there are certain things that I can't do in order to reach that.
I think that the thing is you just have to be able to live with yourself. You know what I mean? And if you can live with yourself, you can go to sleep good at night, so be it. Because...
yeah. At the end of the day, I don't want anyone to be exploited. I want you to be true to who you are. Mm-hmm. And if that's doing that, then you go be it. But don't come back crying to me talking about, why did I do this? When you know dang well that you didn't want to do it. Male or female.
But they was trying to get to the bag.
I don't get to the bag some other way. There's so many ways to get to the bag, and I'm sure we're gonna talk about that more in this podcast.
Yeah,
in other episodes. Cause
right. This could be a talk show.
This is a whole thing, you know. I'm just saying we got a lot to say, but BT,
if you guys want to continue Miyoshi on this, because this is the Brandon and Blank show.
No, it's
and
not.
Right now,
he's hecka disrespectful.
So don't.
First off, I bring good content.
This is my house. Somebody, I get this.
This is
edit
my
her
house.
out. His
editing ain't that good.
Y'all seen Martin? Y'all seen Martin?
I was just watching Martin last night.
I got that in me. It's in me. So yeah, let us know what you guys think about identity, what you guys think about social media. Where does it rank for you guys? Are you guys filming this? Should we do it? Should I bring it back for it? I don't even want to say that.
And always remember, just love being you, because you are awesome. You are extraordinary and uniquely created and made.
So it's like he's talking to grandma. You're just the best. You know that?